Jai Hind, I'm Vedanand and you are most welcome on my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I'm going to discuss the computational thinking and programming 2, and this video is for class 12th computer science student. Here I'm going to discuss the syllabus. What we will discuss in the syllabus: the function. Topic is function. Inside the function we'll discuss about the type of function, built-in function, function defined in modules, user defined function, creating user defined function, argument and parameters, default parameters, positional parameters, and function returning values, along with this flow of execution, scope of variable, whether it is global or local scope. So before starting the function topics, let me ask some question to you. The first question is, when you switch on a fan, do you think what about the electricity flow inside the motor? Second question is, when you press a lift button, do you think that what the internal logic is there? The simple answer is no. No. Why you don't know the answer? The reason is, you just press a button and fix task is performed. Whenever you press a button, a simple task is performed. Suppose you have to switch on the fan, the motor start moving and you get the air. Now the second answer of the question is, the button is exactly what a function is in the programming. Then whatever the functions of the buttons are there, they do the same thing. Now simple, if I define the function in simple language, in Python, function is a block of code that is used to perform a specific task. As we have with example we have taken that the simple function is nothing, it perform a specific task, and instead of writing same code again and again, we write it at once function and reuse it whenever we need it. Simple, we write one times, and generally what we do, we get the same thing, same task. Now, in simple line, we have defined the function is that a function is a block of code that is written once and used again and again to perform a specific task. Now, take a real life example. Think about an ATM machine. Generally, what happens? One button, that is the button is for withdraw money, and this one button is to check the balance, and the next button is the mini statement, and each buttons perform a fixed task. In programming, this button is called functions. So the second is, function makes our program what? Easy to understand, easy to manage, and easy to less lengthy. Now next, why do we use function? So question is, why we use function? Means basically why you use the function? The suppose the first answer we have already given, that to avoid the writing same code again and again. We don't need write to again and again the same code. Second is to make a program short and clean. Simple is it? We make the program short and clean. Second is, next is, the code is easy to understand. And the next it would be that uh, easy to understand and easy to fix error, find a particular errors. The same is here written, avoid the repetition of code, divide a big program into smaller parts. Second is to make the program readable and organized. So second, now let me sing clearly, I must say you that without function a big program become messy and confusing. Simple, if generally what we do, the program divides the large program into the smaller parts, so in the smaller part it would be the easy to understand. So now, type of functions, there are basically three types of functions. The first is built-in function. Now we have taken a built-in function. I'm taking the example. Example is simple, you take Python is just like a smartphone. Simple thing, it is like a smartphone, and generally a smartphone has already come with some many apps installed. Whenever we purchase a smartphone, there are so many apps pre-installed are there. Similarly, Python already built in function. In same like that, the Python has already, there are some functions are written about them. These functions are already function in Python are print, that is to display the output. The print function is used. This is the symbol of function we have already discussed in the earlier video. So that is the print, to display the output. Second is input, simple, to take the input. Next is length, length is take the find the length of the function. Next is type, that is the check data type. And suppose range. Now suppose if you take the example, suppose I'm taking the example is here and here, hello print hello CS. Simple, we are taking the example now. Let's take the some real life example. Built-in function are just like a calculator app, camera app, and clock. The term used here, not create them. Simple, we are you here, whatever the calculator are there, we have already the predefined functions are there. Now, function defined in a module. The next second type of function is the module is a file that contains function. Simple. Some modules are already provided by the Pythons like math random. Example, we have taken the import math, print mathematic square, and the hello square root the function of inside the mathematical modules, that is a function inside the function. Now, in simple word, if we say the module is just like a toolbox. Inside a toolbox, you have many tools. Inside a module, you have many functions. Same like that, inside a module, there are many functions. And suppose we have taken example of mathematics, math modules. Here in the math modules, what it is here, we are importing the maths, and the print here I have taken the print math square 25, and examples here. See, import math. What does it means? Import means math means that simple open a toolbox. We are opening a toolbox. Inside the toolbox, what here square root are here. So square root are here. So use the square root tools here. Now take the real life example of the same thing. In the real life example, simple, if I talk, function is a image a science lab. You should image a science lab. Inside the science lab, you cannot create instrument, you just use them. In the science lab, you cannot create any instrument. Instead of that, you can use them. Modules works in the same way. Now the third is user defined functions. What are the user defined functions are here? In the user defined functions are created by the programmers and called the user defined function. These are created by the programmers. Now, second thing is that creating a user defined function. How generally we create a user defined function? Simple, these are the syntax. Syntax is means simple the writing of rules, and define, and the next is define function. Simple we will write their function name, and whatever statements are here we write. And suppose we are taking an example. Example is suppose define a function, then we have function name, we have given greet, and we are just taking the output as a welcome Python to call a function greet. Now the next thing is that the real life example. Suppose you open a shop, you decide how billing works, how discount is calculated, you design your own system, and that system is called a user defined function. You got it this point. I've taken the real life example. Now next is argument and parameters. Parameters are a variable written inside a function. Now these are the important for the CBSE point of view. And next is argument. Argument is the value passes to the function when it is called. Example, suppose we have taken define add a and b, print a plus b. Simple, we are taking two inputs, we are taking a and b, and just what we are giving the command to add this one. Suppose we will take the print out a plus b. Suppose we have taken number is 5 and 3, and if we take the print of this one, it would perform the 8. That would be the output. Now next is type of parameters. Type of parameters, first is positional parameter. Second, in positional parameter, generally what we do, values are passed in the same order as parameter. Example, define show a plus a and b. The if you will say a, print a and b, simple it would show that. Suppose we have taken the value of a is 10 and b is 20, it would show this result as an output. Now the next is default parameter. A parameter that is already has a default value, means the parameter which has a default value, that is a default parameter. If an example we have taken here, define greet and name and students. Simply we are taking the name of students here, print hello, and we will here write name of those students. These are the functions written here. And next is we are taking, suppose we have taken greet and function defined, and we have taken